Hi there and welcome, and thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this game that I'm going to bring you. And what is this game? This game is a game that I've just played and it's still underway on the tournament, and so I hope you enjoy this game. This is a game that I have handpicked for you. I hope you enjoy, I hope you get something out of it, and I might also bring you the chess puzzle for the day. So let's get started. Here is the starting position, and as you would appreciate, the tournament is still underway. We are both again same rating, exactly 2228. So here is this game for you right now, and we'll just go through the first part of the game quite quickly. As you can see, you can actually see the score, and so there you go, you can still see the score. E5. So first mistake from David's hand. I'm actually moving this pawn twice in the opening. I make an exception for it. Okay, now maybe F4 or something like that. I'm not sure what to do here for white, but knight D2 came along, and here comes queen C7, knight F3, and here I play bishop G4 with the obvious threat of bishop takes H2, check, knight takes, bishop takes queen. So my opponent plays a good move here, plays H3, and I now ask you, if you want to look at the score you may, what move would you play now? And this sets the whole theme for this whole game from this point on. So after H3, this is the whole theme of the game. So with the next move I played bishop F3, thereby the queen ends up landing on the open F file for black, or the half open F file for black, and thereby I can play knight E4. So queen F3, knight E4, and this is one attacking the queen on F3, so that if bishop E4, then just simply rook F3, and thereafter I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Win the queen. And as well, the black knight of mine, the only knight left on the board, is playing to threaten and attack bishop G5. So here comes black's response, white's response was queen H5. So if you want to keep trying to not look at what I played, what would you play here for black? Here I played G6 and queen H4, and now I play what would be termed as a development move, and also it's protecting indirectly the pawn on E4 once the knight gets captured by black from white. How come I cannot get my head around what colour's which? So rook A, E8. Now I'm indirectly defending the E4 pawn upon capture. So I'm indirectly defending the E4 pawn upon capture by bishop takes knight, DE4, queen E4, bishop H2, and check, and rook takes queen next move. So here is white's reply, which is bishop E4 and DE4. That's right, I didn't play DE4, I played here. I changed my mind. That happens. My mind is still the same, but I've changed it. So here comes bishop h2 check. I forgot. King h1 and now rook e4. I felt that was better than having the pawn on e4, which might be subject to a gang up of white's rooks onto the e4 pawn. So here's rook e4. Now this threatens, of course, the queen. The queen has got really only one move to play here, or another, which is g4. Now, I don't really like g4 for white, but maybe it's a bit better than queen h6. So if you want to find the next move without looking at the score, if that's possible for anyone like me to do, which it's very hard to do, is the discipline part of it. If you would like to try to find the next move, maybe it's the right one, but I'm not sure, but it's the move I chose, and I'll try to get this over and done with, and I still might bring the puzzle for the day. So the move is, of course, bishop e5, and here the threat is what? What's the threat? The threat is to white's queen by playing bishop g7, okay, and the queen is without salvation. h4 will not help, but this will win something for black, because now the bishop is attacking the queen and the queen cannot move. The queen's stuck there, all because of the way I played. Even the bad move e6, from e7 to e6 to e5. Here comes bishop f4, and this is not met with queen f4, it's met with rook ef4 and queen g5, and now it's not long till the end of this game, and it was a 3-minute game, or it was 5-minute rated. I didn't realise it was 5 minutes. No wonder I didn't feel so forced to find moves quickly. Here comes rook 8 f5. So I'm playing the Garry Kasparov way of playing. I'm not playing like Garry Kasparov. I'm trying to do what he says, is to bring everyone to the party. I think that's what he says. And incidentally, it's the 13th today. I believe that Gary was born on the 13th of April. I was going to say 20 something, but 2016 or 2010 or something. But he was born 1963, I think 13th of April 1963. So here's queen g3, and then my opponent resigned. So that's what happened there. The move is pretty hard to meet, is probably rook h5, I think. And still remember, my queen is on the square, okay? My queen is on the square, that I cannot just go after king g1, rook f4 takes h4, as queen takes queen is really winning, isn't it? Okay, wins the queen for white. So I'm completely lost. No, because I have rook h1 checkmate. Okay, but I must be honest, I did just see that. So there you go. That's honesty at its fruition. So as promised, here we come with the puzzle for today. It's still the one that was on this morning or last night. So here we go. Black has just played knight f2. It is now your turn to find the follow-up. And I will just give one small clue. It's thematic. So what do you think is the next move for white here? What do you think is the next move? Do you think that white should play queen move somewhere, rook move somewhere, knight f3 somewhere? What do you think white should do now? Resign? Maybe resign. Maybe queen e3. But then what about the queen takes queen and knight takes rook? Either one. Looks a bit sort of bad for white. So what do you think can happen next? You know, what do you think? So I'm sure you can see it, but I'm quite interested or intrigued that I had this position last night or this morning on Twitch, and I was looking at it with some people there and asking them to find the next move, and they were coming up with some different moves than what I would be coming up with. But it's a wee bit of a trick to this position, but as I mentioned, it's thematic. So, and I have already solved it in my head. I hope you can too. Now come the clue. Okay, now comes the clues. So, the clues are the following. There is a double check in this variation combination. Just be careful though of knight takes queen for black check. So just be careful of those sorts of things. And there's a right procedure or a correct way to go and a wrong way to go. Okay? So I am going to show you the move right now. So I hope you've seen it, and it's very good for your visualization, of course, as I've mentioned a few 100,000 million times. For your chess, it's very good for your visualization to see it over the board without moving the pieces around. Okay, so here we go now. I'm going to show you the main variation. Okay, here we go. Queen check. Okay, we've lost our queen. And now bishop g5 check and king d8 to king c7. Notice that king here loses to what? As it's a double check, as I promised previously. This is a double check here with the bishop and the rook at the same time. So there's no taking one and not the other. And I actually once said, is it possible to have a double check, okay, whereby you can take something or whatever like that? I put that to the arbiter of New Zealand chess, and he came up with a bishop and some pawns. But anyway, back to this. So king e8. So if king e8, can you visualize what happens there? It's, from my point of view, quite elementary. The other one isn't so elementary, but that's quite funny, isn't it, really? Because the next move wasn't so elementary for me to see it in my head. But then of course. So if king e8, then we just simply have rook to d8, checkmate. Isn't that good? So we have king c7, and now you can find the move, I'm sure, for white. What? Knight f3? resign or something else. What happens is bishop to d8. Checkmate. And so that's that variation. The other variation is, what about queen d8 check, king d8, bishop to a5 check, which is a double check as well. So I don't know if I can demonstrate that. I don't think I can lose my points again. I might be able to though. So if we do that, sorry about that, if we do go queen d8 check, king d8, bishop a5, black has two moves there, because only two moves, is king here or king here from there. Okay, so king here or king here. Now upon rook d8 check, now it's no good because king can come to e7, and if anything like bishop b4 check, you can just take the rook, etc. And also, if king e7 and bishop d8 check, then black just plays king back to e8, and then white loses. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's session. Hope you enjoyed that puzzle. I will just show you that again. And I will leave you here, and I wish you all the best with your chess, no matter where it's at, and primarily try to enjoy the game of chess. And thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time on The Muppet Show. Thank you very much. David Wegener, finally over and out.